Adam lived in a small town where every day felt the same, and even though he carried big dreams in his heart, he often felt trapped inside his own fears, watching others move ahead in life while he remained stuck, wondering why nothing ever changed for him despite wanting it so deeply. Every evening he walked to the river because the gentle sound of running water gave him peace, and one quiet sunset he found himself staring at the flowing stream, asking why the river could move forward so easily while he, a human with dreams and thoughts, felt unable to take a single brave step. Lost in his thoughts, Adam didn't notice the wise old man who always walked by the river, and when the man heard the sadness in Adam's voice, he approached slowly and asked why such a young boy carried such heavy questions inside his heart. Adam explained that he wanted to change everything, his habits, his confidence, his life, but he never knew where to start, because every time he tried, fear pulled him back stronger than his motivation, making him believe he was too weak to change. The old man smiled gently and pointed at the river, telling Adam that the water didn't flow because it was powerful, but because it simply chose to move, teaching him that real change begins not with strength, but with one small decision, repeated every single day. He told Adam that courage was not about feeling fearless, but about walking forward even with shaking hands and a worried heart, and that every great transformation begins quietly, like a tiny spark that grows only when you feed it with consistent effort. Adam went home that night with a different feeling inside him, slept early for the first time in months, woke up before sunrise, and felt as if the world had given him a small chance, a soft push to begin becoming the person he always dreamed of being. He picked up a book, read a few pages, learned new English words, practiced speaking them aloud, and realized that growth doesn't shout loudly, but whispers softly through small daily actions that slowly build confidence and strength. Day after day, he repeated his routine, reading, learning, exercising, cleaning his space, and planning his hours, and with time those simple habits changed the shape of his mind, replacing doubt with clarity and fear with the courage to try again. Weeks turned into months, his English improved, his mindset sharpened, people around him noticed the change, and one peaceful morning he returned to the river, looked at the flowing water with a proud smile, and whispered to himself that he had finally understood the truth. You do not need to be fully ready to change your life, you only need to begin and the rest will follow. 11. From that day forward, Adam understood that discipline was not something you magically wake up with, but something you build gently through repeated actions, and each morning when he opened his eyes, he reminded himself that even a slow step taken with intention still moves a person toward a better life. He started noticing small changes. His mind felt lighter, his thoughts became clearer, and instead of doubting himself, he found himself asking better questions like, what can I improve today? And how can I make myself 1% better? Questions that gave him direction instead of fear. His family noticed how he no longer wasted his mornings. Instead, he spent them learning English phrases, practicing pronunciation, writing down new vocabulary, and speaking confidently in front of the mirror, as if preparing for the life he once thought he could never have. At school, his teachers saw a new spark in him, a spark of effort, curiosity, and consistency, and even though he still made mistakes, he no longer felt embarrassed, because he understood that mistakes were not signs of failure, but signs that he was actually trying and moving. Whenever he felt discouraged, he remembered the river, flowing endlessly despite obstacles, and he told himself that if water could carve mountains over time, then he too could carve a new future if he remained patient and persistent. He began helping his classmates who struggled with English, explaining words gently, sharing tips he learned, and slowly discovering that teaching others made his own understanding stronger, giving him a deeper sense of purpose he had never felt before. His confidence grew not because life became easy, but because he learned how to stay steady on difficult days, and he realized that strength comes from facing challenges, not avoiding them, and that every hard moment he survived made him a little more unbreakable. The old man by the river continued to appear from time to time, greeting Adam with a knowing smile, and each time Adam shared a new achievement, no matter how small, the old man reminded him that progress is progress, even if the world cannot see it. Months later, Adam wrote his first long English paragraph without hesitation, and when he finished, he felt something powerful in his chest, a deep belief that he was truly capable of becoming someone he once admired from far away. One golden evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills, Adam walked back to the same rock where everything had started, looked at the glowing river, and whispered with gratitude that the journey of changing your life never begins with perfection. It begins with a promise to yourself that no matter how slow you go, you will keep going.